Just a reminder to vote in this week's Locals poll, where you decide what deck I take to Locals every single week. Without any further ado, I hope you enjoyed the video. What's up YouTube, and welcome back to the channel. Here we have another deck profile from Locals, and this is Speedroid. So we'll do a quick cut to what the deck looks like on paper, then we'll get to the card by card. Alright, so starting off with our level 5 or higher monsters, we're running one Speedroid Rubber Band Plane. Basically, this one is just an extender. When a Speedroid special summon, we can special summon and then debuff something by 600 attack. For our level 4 Speedroids, we've got triple double yo-yo and triple horse stilts. So these are our two main playmakers for the deck. In tandem with red-eyed dice. These are going to be the ones that you combo off with the most. We are also running two Fuko Madoshi Piper, just as a way to extend, get more resources from the deck. But like I said earlier, these two, Horse Stilts and Yo-Yo, these are the main guys. So those are the main ones that you want to search for and draw as soon as possible. That's why I'm running 3 of those. Next, for the level 3s, one Speedroid Terratop, because he's limited, unfortunately. 3 Takatomborg, it's another extender, and we can tribute it just to get any Speedroid tuner out of the deck that we want. Next is 3 Car Turbo, so this is just for another extender, and then once in the grave, we can boost our Wind Monster's attack points. Double Tri-Eyed Dice, so this way we can discard it for things, send it to the grave with effects, and then we can use it to protect ourselves from attacks that would be potentially game-ending. We actually pulled that off, so we didn't have to take a double attack from Access Code. We only took one, and we went on to win the game. Rounding out the level 3s, we have Den Den Daiko Duke. It's a tuner, but we can banish it from our grave to special summon a tuner from hand or grave, so it's just a way to get a nice little extender there. Ohaji Kid for quick recovery. And then Ultra Hound, so that way we can get a Foolish Burial if we need to, or we can also use its grave effect to get a free synchro from the extra deck. Moving on to the lowest level monsters now, our level 1 monsters. So, triple 3-eyed dice, in tandem with either double yo-yo or horse stilts. This is one of the main combos. We'll get to that later. 1 gum prize, and then 1 malicious magnet. Malicious magnet helps us use our opponent's monsters, and this one has the potential to synchro during the battle phase, or just to boost our own attack. So that's going to be it for the monsters. So now we're going to go to the spell cards. So for spells, first being like the Speedroid spells, we have 3 Speedroid Scratch. This is basically Signet Mining. Double Speedroid Wheel. We discard a card, roll a 6-sided die, and we can special summon up to 2 Speedroids from our deck whose combined levels equals the dice roll. So it's a nice little starter. 2 Speed Recovery. It's basically a Monster Reborn. And then 1 Shock Surprise. So it doesn't have Speedroid in the name, but it mentions Speedroid in the card text. You can banish up to 2 Speedroids from your grave to target up to that many cards on the field and destroy them. So you can banish 2, pop 2. Unfortunately, this one never came up. I never drew this card, but it was there if we needed it. Would have been nice in some places if we could have, but given that it's not a Speedroid card by name, only in card text, we could not search it. Next, just with the one-of spells, Foolish Burial, 1 for 1, Reasoning, and Monster Reborn. So Foolish Burial for graveyard setup, 1 for 1, get a red-eye dice out the deck. Reasoning, lots of different levels, so we can hopefully get a free special summon, and then Monster Reborn, just for extending or getting back in the game. Enough said there. And the final card in the main deck is Speedroid Duplicate. So basically we banish a wind monster from our grave to bounce an opponent's monster. So, but we're only running 1 of it though, because we don't want to get multiples of this in our hand, because this is mainly a combo deck, so we want to have more monsters and spells than anything. So that's it for the main deck. Now to go to the extra deck. So first off, we're running 2 copies of Speedroid Rubber Band Shooter. So this is going to give us an extra normal summon. We can also banish a Wind Synchro from our extra, reveal 2. The opponent will randomly add one of them to our hand, other goes to the grave. Just so that way we can continue to combo off. Next is Double Cork Shooter. So with this one, when it's Synchro Summoned, you have 2 effects you can activate. I always opt for the one where you special on the Synchro Material's back, so we can try to go into Crystal Clear Wing. It's really nice there. 1 Puzzle and 1 Hagoita. So these 2 are mainly targets for the banish effect of Rubber Band Shooter. I usually don't summon them, but if I did summon this, it can double its attack against the extra deck monster up to 2600. But like I said, it's mainly for Rubber Band Shooter's banish and search effect. Next, running 1 Chenbara and 1 Kendama. So these are just kind of auxiliary synchros. We can use them for extra damage if need be, or just to summon another one. Next, running 2 Clearwing Synchro Dragon and 1 Clearwing Fast Dragon. So I mainly use this to go into Crystal Clearwing, and I use this for problematic extra deck monsters. Like for example, I summoned this after surviving the Access Code Update Jammer combo, and then used Fast Dragon to out the Access Code. So that was really fun there. The guy's eyes went really wide. Next, for our level 8s, we got 1 Speedroid Kite Drake and 1 Crystal Wing. So Kite Drake is it can either negate all of the opponent's cards, or it can destroy everything else on the field when it's summoned. And then Crystal Wing is a monster negate, and when it battles something that's level 5 or higher, it gains its attack. Obviously, everyone knows how good Crystal Wing is. Next is Crystal Clear Wing. This is kind of the main monster that we try to summon as quickly as possible. It's a spell and trap negate, and it can make itself unaffected by monster effects and gain that monster's attack when activated in response to a monster's effect. Then, if it gets outed, we get a wind monster from deck to hand. So, really nice there. And then finally, we are ending off the extra deck with High Speedroid Clearwing Rider. So, I actually pulled this off quite a few times. We roll a 6-sided die, and we return wind monsters from our graveyard back to our deck, equal to the result, and then we can pop that many cards on the field, and for each card destroyed, he gains 500 attack. I actually used this against the Math Mech player to wipe his entire board, and you should have seen the look on his face. It was glorious. So yeah, that's going to be it for the deck profile itself. We're not going to do 2 different test hands. We're going to do 1 test hand, because all the combos are basically the same, except slight variations where you end on a different monster at the end of it. So we're just going to showcase those 3 combos from that hand. So we'll do some shuffling, and then we'll get to the test hand. Alright, let's see what we got. So we've got Red Eye Dice, Ohaji Kid, Takaton Borg, that's really nice, Car Turbo, and Double Yo-Yo. Okay, so like I said, we're going to be doing a slightly different thing where instead of 2 different test hands, we're just going to do the 3 different variations of the combo that you can use, because it's basically all the same except for that. And we'll just do it like this, assuming we're going first, because we can work with this. So what we would do is we'd start off, we'd normal summon Red Eye Dice. Then we would go ahead and special summon Takaton Borg, since we control a wind monster. We're going to link these 2 off for Rubber Band Shooter. Alright, then we're going to activate the effect of Rubber Band Shooter to grant us an additional normal summon of a wind monster this turn. Now, we could do the banish effect, where we would, ideally, we would banish the Hagoita and then reveal a level 4 and a level 1. but given what's in our current hand, we don't actually need to do that, so we're just going to do the extra normal summon effect and use that to normal summon Double Yo-Yo. Double Yo-Yo will special summon back the Red-Eye Dice. Alright, the Red-Eye Dice effect will trigger, turning this to level 2. We'll Synchro for 3 into Cork Shooter. Alright, then we'll activate Cork Shooter's effect to special summon its Synchro materials back from the grave. So we're going to get our Dice and Yo-Yo back. Alright, this is not once per turn, so we'll use it again. Turn this into level 6. We'll Synchro for 7. And we'll summon out a Clear Wing Synchro Dragon. Alright, then we're going to Synchro for 10. 7 plus 3. Into the one and only Crystal Clear Wing Synchro Dragon. Alright, so that is the first combo. Okay? Now, for the second combo, the only thing you're really going to change is when you summon back the Synchro materials from the graveyard. So you have your Cork Shooter here. You just summon back these two. This time, we're going to use the effect of Red-Eye Dice to change this to level 6. So Cork Shooter is now a level 6. We're going to tune for 5. And we're going to make Chambara. Now, keep in mind, Cork Shooter is level 6. So we'll go level 6 plus level 5 for Clear Wing Rider. So we can use this to break an opponent's board. Or, if you want to negate monster effects, again, the only variation is when you have just Synchro Summon Cork Shooter and you summon the Synchro materials from the grave. So we have Yo-Yo and Dice back. Now, this time, you're actually not going to activate the effect of Red-Eye Dice at all. And you're going to Synchro for 5 again for your Chambara. Alright, so 3 plus 5 is 8 for Crystal Wing. Or if you really wanted to, you could summon Kite Drake instead if you wanted to nuke your opponent's field that way. Or if they have a bunch of annoying spells and traps and you just want to negate them all. But yeah, that's basically it for the deck, because it's mainly just variations of that same combo. So I guess we will do another test hand, and we'll see what we can end on for that one. Okay, so we're going to do a second test hand right quick. We're just going to assume we're going first. This deck can go first or second. But we're just going to assume going first because we'll have less cards in hand, so it's kind of more concise. So given this hand, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and activate Speedroid Scratch. So what we're going to do is we're going to discard the Piper. And we're going to search out a copy of Speedroid Taketomborg. I mean, technically we could also go for Terratop, but just for the sake of time, we're just going to go for a Taketomborg here, because I don't want this video to be too awful long. But yes, you could technically go from Terratop into Taketomborg as well. But just for this bare bones combo, the very basics, basically trying to teach you how to play Speedroids, you don't really need that. So what we're going to do, normal summon Yo-Yo, special Taketomborg since we control a wind. Activate Taketomborg, tribute. We're going to special summon Red-Eye Dice from the deck. There it is. Alright, Red-Eye Dice effect. Target Yo-Yo. Level 2. We'll Synchro for 3. Into Cork Shooter. Cork Shooter effect. Bring back Synchro materials. Change to level 6. Synchro for 7. Clear Wing. Synchro for 10. Crystal Clear Wing. Now, If we did end up getting the whole thing where we searched out Terratop, then we would be ending on, because we'd use Terratop and the Takatomborg. We'd use Takatomborg to get the red-eye dice. We'd link for this. And then we would normal summon the yo-yo since the red-eye dice would already be engraved. So that's just right then, that's already 2 different variations of the combo you can use. And we'd still have this in the back row, so we can bounce an opponent's monster back. So yeah, that's basically all there is to the deck. It's very combo oriented, but also kind of simple. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the deck profile. Be sure to vote in the weekly locals poll so we can decide what deck we take next week. It's going to be a fusion deck for next week. So go ahead and vote for which one you vote for, or vote for which one you want me to take, rather. And yeah, see you next time.